Hey guys, so I've not uploaded in 2 months, which is my fault. I've just not been able to, and I'm gonna try to do minimum 1 video a week, try and get 2 or 3 out if I can, depending on how much time I get. But I've been playing Clash Royale in the last month or two, and I've already got to Arena 8. I've been Arena 8 for like the last couple hours, but I've already been Arena 8 one time before and got the ice spirits from it. I'm gonna just gem open this so I can get a new chest from this game. So my new plan is to just use this deck and tell you how it works. So I know it works well anyway because I've been winning quite a lot in the last day or two, but then also I've been testing new decks out. So I've been losing because I never use Elixir collectors, but I'll just kind of explain how this deck works. So the arrows are there for the skeleton armies and minions. My zap isn't high enough level to kill minions, plus I just kind of prefer arrows because of the range, and they can one-shot princess. The skeleton army is just quite obvious to swarm Hog Riders and giants. Same with barbarians, except they won't get arrowed or zapped to die. Hog Rider to get towers, sometimes proxy, fire spirits to help push and kill skeleton armies and minion hordes, goblin barrels to help destroy towers, minion horde for the same reason as skeleton army, and the skeleton giant because I only use it on the condition that when it dies the bomb will kill more than 6 elixirs worth of stuff, and the plan of this deck is basically bang for your buck. So every time you use a card you'll probably either end up with an elixir advantage or benefit overall from the game from it. So such as the arrows, spend 3 to kill a 5 elixir minion horde, or you go even and kill a skeleton army. The skeleton giant I already explained. The barbarians you can use say against a hog rider or a giant or a golem, and they don't all die, and then you've got 4 units that are tanky enough where you could throw a goblin barrel, and the barbarians will either tank a couple hits or hit the tower and the goblins die first. The fire spirits can pretty much deal with hogs, skeleton armies, minion hordes, stuff like that, and then the hog can either proxy to move their units away from your units or towers, or it can do a lot of damage to the enemy turret, which is kind of how you win. So the hog is one of my winning condition troops, as well as goblin. Winning condition just basically means the main things you use to win. So I'll go into a game and I'll explain how the deck works. I only just got into Arena 8 and yeah, that might happen. Not too much of an issue to go against a level 10. If I win, then that would be good proof that the deck works, but I would very highly prefer not going against someone that's so good. The recording quality should be fine, but if it's not great I can definitely improve it for the next video. So the point of this is a Valkyrie and a wizard together cost 9 elixir, yet my giant costed 6, so I gain more elixir than them for that. Minion horde died to their stuff, so probably semi-even on elixir. But I'm ahead, so I just want to goblin barrel it, so I don't end up just staying at 10 and letting them catch up. I'm using arrows just because I don't want the fire spirits to kill me, although I did mess that up. I'm using the barbarians to make sure that the witch dies, and now I've got to deal with the minions with my spirits. Yeah, this guy's gonna have a lot more leveled stuff than me, so if I can win that's great, but we'll see. So right now, they're probably gonna summon more than just the wizard, otherwise my giant will kill it, and if it does, then I'll use the low health giant to progress to their turret. Yeah, so here we go. So the giant is stalling on the left, which means on the right I can attack. Now they're probably gonna arrow me or something, but I can deal with that. So there we go, that's basically how my deck works. I try to stall as much as possible. I'm doing my best to deal with this, but I'm not used to going against such high level troops. This is probably the first level 10 I've gone against, or one of the first at least, but I don't remember any of the level 10s. The reason I'm using Fire Spirits is if they use a minion horde. Now they didn't, so that kind of sucks for me, because I wasted them. However, I couldn't have known that, and if they did use it, then I would have massively benefit. Now, I have nothing else to deal with that minion horde, so my best bet is to use the giant. I don't know if the bomb will be enough, so I just thought I'd do that in case. Quite risky. So they summon their wizards really far back, so I have enough time to push with the hog and the goblins. However, their barbarians are just going to ruin that. I'm using the giant because I know that the skeleton giant, because I know the skeleton giant can deal with the wizard. And then the barbarians because obviously barbarians versus barbarians under a turret will work out well for me. So I'm just going to keep going with this, but it's not going to be easy. I just lagged for a second. I don't know if you saw that, but that means game. I don't know if you saw the lag, but that just kind of didn't help, because when that died I would have used my hog and barrel. So I'll show a couple of replays. So this was the last game I did to get into Arena 8. I know I'm going to drop out of Arena 8 soon enough. So the first game, even though I lost, I did explain exactly how my deck works. It's just their stuff is so much higher leveled, it's quite difficult. So I used that skeleton giant to try and tank for a little bit because I didn't want to waste anything else. And if I used fire spirits, they'd have wasted on the minions, but not the skeleton army. They used a golem, and I didn't want to like max out on 10 elixir, so I threw a barrel and waited for it to get closer. I used the barbarians because I knew that the princess would have killed if I used the skeleton army. But then after that, obviously it was a really bad start by me, not doing very well. So I was worried about that. However, I did try and do a counter push that didn't work out because of the freeze. I used the minion horde because obviously they don't take damage because skeleton army won't hit them. So my plan was to, if the minion horde like lived for longer, I would have pushed. Because they spent 3 elixir on their skeleton army, I spent 5 on my minion horde. So obviously I've spent 2 more elixir than them to just defend. So I want to try to also use the minion horde as my way of attacking. So as soon as the minion horde's like successfully defended, I want to turn it into an attack. So that's why I put other stuff down, however it got defended against. So I managed to get that tower, which was really difficult. And then from there I just kind of spammed them a bit. The last minute of this deck is incredibly good because the whole point of the deck is that you always gain an elixir advantage through trading with each card. And because I keep doing that over time, I'm gonna either have more elixir than them or just win by then. But because of the final minute, it just means I'm constantly winning trades with efficient use of elixir, and because you have twice the amount of elixir compared to usual, the deck perfectly mixes together with that, whereas someone else with a deck that isn't as efficient with its elixir may not work like that. So that was one decent win, and then there was one that was really close, but I'm not sure which one it is. Oh no, it was this 1-0 one. I thought it was going to be a draw. I'm pretty sure it's this one anyway. So I'll just speed it up by 4. So I'll go 2. So the whole game here was I was just gonna try and deal damage to turrets as quickly as possible. On the left they used a minion horde, which luckily they did shoot a miner because it killed the miner quickly and wasted more of their elixir. On the right I did let the witch get further than I should have. However, I used the skeleton army as it started hitting the turret, meaning I had a full army to attack their turret. And then I put fire spirits with it, which means if they didn't have arrows, their turret would be dead or close to dead. I really enjoy using skeleton giant, because if the bomb gets to their turret you do so much damage, and if it doesn't get to the turret it'll kill their troops. meaning if you spend 6 elixir on your giant and they have, I don't know, maybe a prince and a witch and maybe even a skeleton army that's 10, 13 elixir, and you only have to spend 6 to kill it all, as well as that if they're attacking you and you defend with the giant, it means that it's on the side of your tower, which is very useful as well. So this isn't the one that I thought was as close as I said, however you can see the point of the deck. Hog Riders and Goblins do a lot of the work, and then as soon as anything happens, the rest of the deck can also be used to defend. I think the only troop that's in the deck is probably not as defensively used as the others would be Hog Rider, but everything else can work very aggressively or very defensively. I'm trying to think which other games might be interesting to watch. I'm pretty sure this was a close game, so I'll just show this one and then that's the deck shown off. I'm not sure how the quality will be because I've only just bought the Reflector app because it wouldn't work for me otherwise. So I decided I didn't know they had a Royal Giant, so I just summoned my Skeleton Giant to counter their Ice Wizard as well as whatever else they might summon. The mistake I did just now was I put a unit down behind my giant, which meant their units, after killing my giant, focused my units and didn't move forward into the bomb range, meaning the bomb was wasted, and that's usually the reason I use the giant. So that was one mistake. However, I'm pointing that out so you don't make it if you do decide to use the deck. With your stuff leveled up, I would assume Arena 8 would be fine for you. For me, it's probably going to prove really difficult. Just because, well, I'm level 8 plus all my troops are fairly low leveled. The only reason I can do anything on this game is just because I've watched way too many videos. So as you can see, I had quite a bad start and I was behind, but I did manage to turn this one around. So everything I kept doing was, I see them summoning wizards all the time, I see them summoning musketeers and princes, so I tried to use my skeleton giant to tank it. Otherwise I just tried to stall and use minions and barbarians to deal with the Royal Giant, because if I used a skeleton army to do that, I would get arrowed, as they did save their arrows a lot. So I did very, very narrowly win this one, because I tried to really quickly go for the last tower, and very luckily got it. There's another game where I won the exact same way, and the arrows killed the tower and won me the game in overtime. The same second that their wizard shot a bolt, which meant if there was less than like half a second before I would have lost. So yeah, this deck is really fun. I'll just show it again. I'm really enjoying it and I'm doing really well in it, and I'm going to do some challenges with it at some point. But it's one I made myself and I hope that it actually helps someone. It's probably something that people have already used before, but to my knowledge I made it up, but not really something I need credit for anyway. So I hope this helped. I'm going to do some fun decks and some cycle decks, and I got multiple video ideas for that. It's going to try out loads of different decks and try and do some fun ones like mirrors and stuff like that. I am actually going to start uploading more now. I hope that this deck is enjoyable if you do use it, and I hope it helps you climb to the arena you want to climb to, because it is a very enjoyable deck, and even if you don't use it for long, it can help teach you how to efficiently use Elixir. So even though for me the whole point of the deck was each card is very Elixir efficient for what its role is, you could still efficiently use, say, the Skeleton Giant in a deck for the efficiency of the bomb and stuff like that, and I'm just explaining how to use each unit. So hopefully I've helped, and see you in the next video.